So I came out here to kind of expand on the video we shot last month. You know, we talked about the frost and the cows turning their bodies to meet the sun. Well, these guys, you know, it stopped snowing last night about midnight or a little bit after. So this snow has been on these cows all night because we've fed them up good in the winter, in the fall. They've got a nice layer of fat, and you can see, you know, on their head where the skin is close to the bone, just like you and I, you know, there is no snow. But on that back, they've got a nice layer of fat that protects them from the cold weather. And, you know, if you or I pick up a handful of snow, it starts to melt. But we can put on a glove. But nature takes care of itself. And these guys are insulated. And then this week coming up, it's going to be very cold. Temperatures dipping down close to zero. So they'll eat more, just like you throw more wood on the fire. They'll eat more this week, and that actual digestion is what will generate their heat. So we'll give them some extra feed this week. And then they can maintain that fat. As summer rolls around, early spring, you know, they'll start to lose that fat. And as a, you know, the feeder that's trying to finish beef, we don't want them to lose that fat. So that other group gets different nutrition. But these cows, they'll get some coarse hay, and the chewing of that hay and the digestion of that hay will generate the heat that they need to keep that fat layer in place. So just showing you what we do. Okay. Just a quick little shot here today. Out here feeding cows. Supposed to be real cold next week, so if I'm going to do anything with a camera in my hand, it's today, I guess. So this is something I can't figure out. If we look over here, there's a lot of manure distribution here. It looks awesome. I love that. But this is where the cows lounge in this particular field. You see there's no real, you know, feed refusal that we talk about, and they're down there at the feeders. You can see them eating there now, but right where I'm standing, I'm going to pan around here, there's like zero manure. And this is, you know, maybe an eighth of the field. All the way down over here in front of me, if we were to walk over this lip, you can see there's hardly any manure. And it's like, why? What's wrong with this part? You know, why is this so comfortable over here and attractive? You know, there's no windbreak there to the west. You know, I don't know. But, so that's my job, is to get the feeders up here and get some distribution up here of, you know, while we're standing around at the feeder, we'll make a little manure. And we'll get this area coated to match that other area. And then in a few weeks, when this is done, or a month, we'll go to the other side of this fence. You can see we got a little fence right here, single strand. There's an old mineral feeder there. The wind tipped over down below. But another month, after we get this area with a nice coating, we'll go on the other side of this wire. And you can see that this area is ripe for some feed. There's no manure over there at all. And but I was just trying to, like, what's wrong with this area? But that's my job. I'm going to get that taken care of. Don't you worry. We're working for you. Okay. So out here feeding some cattle this morning. Thought I'd give you a little view of what's going on. It's negative 14 this morning down at the barn. So kind of chilly. These guys are out here enjoying some fresh feed. And I got thinking about it, you know. Had a young lad out here from Iowa the other day showing him how the other half lives. You know, he's involved in a different type of agriculture than we are. And I was telling him about the water, you know, and just couldn't believe that we could spring feed water like this. And, you know, we told him we still using an 806 tractor that my grandfather had purchased. And, you know, I was thinking about that afterward. That's the reason we're still here, is because we're still using this stuff that's been here. It's been dependable. It's low cost. I mean, we didn't have to dig a half-mile of water line to get the water out here to water these cattle in the winter. And we're not making a payment on a tractor with a cab and so forth. That's something we're only going to use for 2 hours a day this time of year at the max. We try to get the cattle fed and get out of here and get on to something else. So hopefully it's an hour today. But it's those little things that, you know, we don't even buy feeders for these cattle because they can eat off the ground. I mean, this was yesterday's path. You can see there's not a lot of refusal. I mean, those feeders on wheels, they're 5, 6, 7,000. I don't know. I don't even price them up. But it's those little things that have kept us here because we haven't spent a lot of money. You know, we're out here feeding, spreading the manure around. You've heard me talk about that. But, you know, now we don't need a manure spreader. And it's just one more thing to maintain and use. I mean, if you're spreading manure from the winter, you're probably going to use that for a week, and then it's going to sit for the whole rest of the year, and you've got all that money tied up. But there's these little things that have kept us here and kept us farming. And, you know, we're trying to do it very low cost. And that's what we do. Okay.